Mother knows, this mother knows.
Hey y'all, it's Mother Knows.
How y'all doing?
We back.
Like we never left.
Like we never left.
Whoo, child. We done made it through Love is Blind.
Love is Blind season 6. We done gone through 6 of these seasons,
6.
child.
I never saw it getting to 6. Like that season was like, the first season was like, wait a minute, this is actually kind of good. They're like,
good.
Wait a minute, the black girl and the white guy about to, wait a minute. Like,
I remember our very first conversation, and we were like, I'm going to give this little pod
give it a whirl.
show. Like, they in the pods, and it's kind of boring at first, but like, I'm going to give it a chance. And we got hooked.
Whole world is hooked. I done watched the US version. I've watched the Brazil version.
Oh, you hooked.
Don't do that.
I haven't dabbled out of the US.
I watched one.
Amber said I watched them all.
One season of Brazil, and then for real, like I did. Okay, this is Netflix fault because first of all, y'all not giving us enough right now. Like it's summertime. It's about well, not summer.
It's been dry across
close
the board.
To summertime. Y'all been kind of dry.
It's been dry. Not even just Netflix. All of the platforms have been dry.
I kind of delved. I stepped into Sweden. Was it? I think it's Sweden.
Okay.
But then I said I didn't look at the episode, but I looked at the trailer because I was like, let me see what Sweden talking about. If they got some black people, I'm
gonna give it a whirl.
They ain't have no black people, so I backed on that.
Yeah, that's a hard no.
Because like Issa Rae said, we rooting for everybody black. Because
I mean, it's natural though. Like you identify with certain people. Right. Like any show I watch, I'm looking for at least one person that's black. You know, at least. And that might.
But you know what? What I do find is that while we're looking for it, the world is actually like captivated with black love too. Like when we find each other on those shows, like the whole world is like mesmerized.
Yeah, and it's not even just for sure the dynamic of black love, but just black people in general. We have a certain like we talk about all the time. The light, the cool, the culture. Mm-hmm. You know, they want to know because we just yeah. I mean, that girl, that guy,
right? And we had that girl, AD,
and that guy,
AD, ma'am. Like, send me some, some videos, some training videos.
Right. What we doing? How, like, squats?
Bring that waist.
Lunges?
Right.
I mean, what is it? Like, tell us,
Homegirl is snatched. Like,
snatched.
She's beautiful.
Body, addy.
Yeah, like the definition of body, addy.
All I think about is, okay, body.
When she walked up in the wedding dress?
On your wedding day. Okay, body.
And I was kind of like, all right, AD, like when she went to go look for her dress, right? Like, we know you got to
rein it in.
So here's a chance to maybe, and I'm going to say this, not to make it about Clay, but to maybe like just soften it up. Mm-hmm. He's seen your body. He's seen the curves. He's seen the ba-ba-boom.
We all seen it.
Maybe like a little princess, a little fairy tale, a little, like tight bodice with a flowy. Girl, AD said, no, ma'am.
And
she looked gorgeous though.
She looked amazing, but it even could have been like I was thinking she was gonna do form fitting, but like just like a plain silhouette.
I got you.
Not like the
dip in the top
and the split. Like it just all came together and gave me Wet Seal a little bit. Not am I wrong?
Not Wet Seal, honey.
Am I wrong?
It's your opinion, like. Right or wrong.
Once I saw the split, all I heard in my mind was prom Wet Seal.
But I could hear you. I could hear you being like fabric.
Man, you know me. And
fabric
is it polyester?
So I could see you saying that. Like once the fabric, the little shiny to the fabric and the split, and
you lose me.
But nonetheless, like the body was body. But yeah. So
she looked great. Like I said, she looked great. I don't want to.
No,
take away from AD because she's gorgeous.
Because, ma'am, like I would, if God was like
the body,
do you want the AD special today? Yes, God, I do. Like,
not even just the body, the beautiful chocolate skin. Yeah, even like she's She's a beautiful girl.
And the way she handled herself, like just throughout the, throughout the season, show. Yeah, it was, I think a good representation. So even
down to speaking to Sarah Ann.
Yeah,
like
she was like, no,
that whole interaction was like.
And I love the fact that she never got, not that all women can get hype, right? But she never got she never gave them that typical like perception that people want to receive when a woman looks like her.
Because the first thing why are you yelling?
Exactly. Or why are you aggressive?
Why are you being aggressive?
Why are you attacking me? Like none of that.
Ma'am.
Her soft voice, and she was just like, no, like that was, that was disrespectful what you did.
It wasn't cool.
And Sarah Lynn, like, you know what?
She knew it was. She knew it wasn't cool. Like, we all know as women how to navigate this thing.
Yeah. So, okay. The reunion. I would get into a lot of it, but we would be here for an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. So I want to focus on, again, Black.
AD and Clay.
AD and Clay, right? And I really feel like they gave us a lot of layers in their moment.
Yeah.
So it was about AD and Clay and, like, where they are now and, what transpired.
Yeah.
Also the beautiful moment between Clay and Brett and how Clay kind of spoke on how he didn't have representation. Yeah, and how he looked to Brett and was like, Brett is like the example for me, So I thought that was great too. But so go ahead.
And I also want to layer in, I know we're talking about the reunion, but we can't leave it without at the end unpacking, and that's the word today because you said there's a lot of layers. Unpacking the interaction between Clay's mom and dad. We got to talk about that a little bit.
Okay, I feel like that's a good segue when we talk about Clay and Brett. So Clay and AD. The world is Clay. The world is mad at you. You said no at the altar. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I feel like you did the responsible thing in knowing that you weren't ready. No one should get married if they're not ready. I don't care who's around, what the optics are, how it looks. If you're not ready, say no.
Right.
I feel like that was the responsible decision to make. Now, I don't know what conversations you had with AD before, the taping. Maybe she was walking down the aisle like, my man about to say yes. Last night we talked and he said we're good, yada, yada, yada. I don't know, but I feel like that was the responsible thing to do.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. And for all the comments I see about people being mad at Clay, the premise of the show is that you have to get to the altar. If you become one of the couples that they pick, you have to tell your decision at the altar.
Right.
So he did what the premise of the show was to do.
Right.
Was even if you fall in love with someone truly, you might want to give him a little nudge, but he might have also been scared to do that because you don't know how the person is going to react. Mm-hmm. And then they can't hold it together for the altar moment, which you're supposed to fulfill, So I saw some comments about, being mad at Clay for waiting, but that's the premise of the show. He did what he was supposed to do. So I don't understand that anger. Mm-hmm. And also
hold your point, but can I, to agree with you, can I just say that maybe he did the night before going into it think like, no, I'm ready. I'm gonna say yes. Mm-hmm. And then in a split second moment, which he said he had in a split second moment, like, you know what? I can't.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not going to show up the way I need to show up.
Yeah. Someone to that point, and then I'll try to remember what I was about to say after that because I think I've lost it. But someone made a comment about that in saying that they thought that Clay was actually going to say yes when he got to the altar, but in seeing his dad, it may have triggered something that he didn't even know was there, and just made him in that moment say no. Mm-hmm. So that was a good point too, because we don't know, we all think that we can cope and deal with our triggers well, but I mean, we've seen Clay; he's just starting to do the work. So so a trigger for him, especially his dad, which he's clear. It's clear that his dad is a huge trigger.
Like you have a man walking into marriage with a clear father wound,
right?
Who has repeatedly said, "I don't want to cheat on you."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's clear that probably, even if he went to the altar with a yes, could have shifted his decision.
And I'm like, AD, I know like it doesn't feel good to hear no in the moment. And again, you're like, we're here. Like, what are you doing? He saved you, honey.
Yeah.
Whether y'all come back later, after he's done the work and what you said he has and he's ready. In that moment, God saved you from some possible, potential girl.
It's a blessing because I think about Ayana, who we all loved from Love is Blind, sweetest little cutie pie.
Who?
I think it's Ayana. What's her name? I can't remember. Maybe 3 or 4. Love is Blind. Little cute.
Take me there. Black, white, black.
She's black, but you can tell she has something else in her.
No.
Little cute cut.
She married.
Yes,
she met.
Black guy.
Yep.
And they ended up getting divorced, right? So and she's the sweetest little thing, she's really cute.
She's really, really cute.
God saved AD from that experience. You know what I mean? So,
and she even said, she was like, when I was able to watch the show and watch the dynamic, she was like, respectfully, I did not want to be, Clay's mom. I didn't want to be another
respectfully, but I don't want to be her.
Right. So then we can't we can't be sitting there mad on the show.
Right. True. Well, I mean, there's a lot of mixed feelings, So she's reconciling in her brain. I'm
gonna be fair. You're right.
But I'm thinking about. I think it was Jordyn Woods. I don't want that situation. I think that was her line when she got interviewed by Jada.
Girl,
I don't want that situation.
Right. You don't want it.
But yeah. So I do want to. I love that Clay came to the reunion and really kind of like, you can tell that he's been doing some self-assessment and he's becoming aware of the things that he needs to deal with. I appreciate that he came to the reunion and didn't just say, you know what, I saw myself, I didn't like it, but he also said, I'm in therapy.
And a black man saying that out loud in front of people, that's for anyone, that's a vulnerable, moment. But in our community, like therapy is something that we're getting used to.
Yeah.
We're getting more used to it, but it's still, a sensitive topic. Yeah. And so for him to on a stage on national TV say, yeah, I've started therapy. With the quiver in his voice, you know what I'm saying? Like you really had to honor him in that moment and say, you know what, even though the world is mad, even though the world doesn't agree, which I don't know how y'all don't agree, he's brave enough to open up about, his experience.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I could say maybe you go back and forth on is, okay,
why enter the show?
Why enter the show? Because it's clear that these doubts were loud and pronounced, right? But I don't know. I mean, when you go into an experiment like that, it probably just surfaces very.
That's what I was gonna say.
Very poignant, very loud, very okay, I thought I was ready, but I'm not.
I thought I could work through I thought I could work through it as I'm meeting someone and falling in love, and that would, erase. But no, it just gets louder.
Yeah, it gets louder. I feel like for him though, it's pretty loud from the beginning, in the pods.
I will say when he was like, I have to be attracted. I have to be attracted to the person that I'm with, which I mean, I agree. But to your point, maybe not into the show.
It's called Love is Blind.
Maybe not join the show if it's that important to you. Thank God AD was a baddie.
Yeah.
Because remember the season? I don't know if you saw this season. Beautiful brown woman. I think she was Latino.
But she was crazy.
She would no.
Marshall and Homegirl, or no? Am I making that?
They did. So he proposed, and as soon as he saw her walk through, he was like, "I can't do it."
Oh, I don't remember that one.
I can't remember her name. Thick, beautiful woman though. Like she was, she was thick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Had tattoos and everything, and he was used to a very different type. And when he saw her, he was like, I love who she is as a person, but I just know I can't. And I mean, literally after she walked through the door,
he's like, nope, love is not blind.
It ain't that blind. So yeah. Love is not blind. It's not.
For some.
Okay.
I mean, Cameron and that first couple from the first season.
So what I mean is
not 100%.
Yeah, because even
they had to overlook a whole lot of stuff.
Even though you can get past the things that you think are your preferences, there's still something else that whether it's communication, whether it's it's something that could make you be like,
right. And I have to apologize, y'all. You might hear a little bit of noise, but we working through it.
Highfalutin.
Don't do it. Don't get on my nerves. Anyway. Back to the regularly scheduled.
Back to program. It, yeah. Go ahead.
But I was just thinking, in my mind, I'm like, AD is a beautiful woman. Yes. She now has a national platform, right. And I'm sure she got plenty of men coming at her.
But she went on a date with the other guy that she was like, the white guy.
Matthew?
Girl. Yeah, Matthew circled the block.
2 dates.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I was like.
I mean, if you're really trying to dive into the premise of Love is Blind, and she
done went through the premise.
I know, but she really, in her mind, she's like, I'm in it. So maybe I want to circle the block and see if love was blind with him.
Yeah.
It ain't our thing, but it could be hers.
Okay, so to your point though, we knew all of Matthew's package. We knew all of the everything. Yeah. So it's easy for me to be like, girl, you don't want to do that.
Right.
But she found out.
She tried it out.
She did.
They said they had.
AD, your king is coming though, for real.
Oh yeah,
he's coming, girl.
Her light shined the whole way through, so
he's coming.
Good.
Yeah, you're good. You don't need to seek. find nothing.
Yeah, they'll find
He'll find you.
Yeah. And we'll find a good thing.
Oh man, like Clay and AD though. But okay, so last thing, he did say that he made a mistake. Like he wants to work things out with her. And she was like,
we'll see.
Yeah. You played in my face now.
Yeah.
So who knows?
It wasn't convincing to me, but
okay.
We'll see.
I mean, when she was like, you played in my effing face, I was like, ooh.
That was a cute line that she prepared.
She wanted him to feel it a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been there.
You made me feel it on the altar.
I got the upper hand in this now, and let me. We've all been there.
What you not gonna do, sir?
All right.
But I might holler back.
Right. I might give it a whirl.
Yeah, but okay. So then the moment with Clay and Brett.
Yeah.
And how Clay was like, when I saw how Brett loved Tiffany and how he, responded to her.
Here go Tiffany.
And how he showed up, girl. I love me some Brett and Tiffany. Okay,
I do too. Me too.
Y'all would have they would have really broken my heart had they not seen it all the way through, because you could tell they were just really, really great integration. You know.
Yep.
Clay and AD weren't a great integration. I feel like they could get there, but they weren't there at the altar moment.
Yeah.
And Tiffany, okay, so no one's 100% perfect.
No.
Yeah, but I just feel like Tiffany and Brett were better synced. And they
also
molded better together.
And also in a stage in life where they truly were ready.
That's true. That's true. Because Clay gives me
right. He need to do 30, a few other things 30. First. Yeah. He ain't ready.
Figure it out.
He not ready.
But yeah, so he said that Brett was, great example. And when he saw Brett, he was like, I'm not showing up as that. I don't internally feel that, which I felt was another powerful thing for him to say. Internally, I don't feel like I'm there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved Brett's reaction, because he was like, I'm honored. I'm humbled and honored that you would even say that, because I also struggled as a black man. So it opened up this vulnerable moment between two black men
on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was dope to see. And I mean, Brett is just, before you get into, the wonderful husband that he appears to be, he just appears to be an incredible human being.
Just a grounded,
peaceful,
nice, sweet, nice person.
Solid person. Yeah. So I love that Clay could identify with him and see that he wasn't showing up as that, because it gives him something to work toward, right? And I love that he vocalized it for Brett, because Brett is now kind of affirmed.
Yeah.
I am this man that I'm trying to be.
It's showing outwardly, and it's inspiring others. Yeah. And I love that Brett was he gave kudos to his queen, and was like, look, she created the space for me. She
gave me this environment
to be that husband.
Yeah.
And I was like, you bet this what Clay talking about, because Clay would have been like body yada yada.
Right. You know what? I am doing this thing. That's what it been. Clay would have been that, and AD would have been looking at him like, could you please
shut up? But she did say during the season, she was like, he's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I think it does the world wonders to see a couple like that, like Tiffany and Brett,
and I think
who acknowledge that they're not perfect.
Yeah, and they had concerns going in, but they
had valid concerns. We all come with baggage, but we're working through it. We're coming into this thing mature and trying our best to create a union.
Because here's the thing, in the Black community, a lot of Black men, a lot of Black women have this similar story of, look, I didn't have a father to show me.
Yeah.
My mom was a single mom working all the time.
Right.
I didn't have a woman to show me my feminine side, how to be soft.
Exactly. Yeah. Clay is not exempt from the story.
Right.
Now, it's extreme what he saw, but
it's extreme, yeah. But I think to that point, though, Brett having a similar kind of story, not to the extreme, but kind of story, but overcoming what he didn't see and saying, let me do something different. Let me do something different. And so I think that that's a good example for other Black men and other Black women, really, just looking to find love in this world.
It's an interesting thing when humans, because, we know in our own walk of life, we saw a mom who was raised a certain way and she chose to do it completely opposite. But it's an interesting thing when humans either choose to be the same, the mirror image of what they don't want to be, or they do the opposite.
And you're gonna falter, you're gonna falter, you're gonna stumble, you're not gonna get it perfectly right, because you don't know what you don't know until you're in it. But what I will say is, going into Clay's upbringing and parent wise, Mama Clay, what's her name?
I can't remember.
Dang, it's on the tip of my tongue. But Mama Clay, She said, no, sir.
Yeah, this isn't
we
about
can have
you.
this conversation, but I'm only going to give you a little bit of, grace.
Yeah.
We're not going to make excuses. We're not going to sit here and cry. You're not going to cry in my face.
No, like, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I've likely seen that before, and you've gone back to the same behavior. Yeah. So I don't want to go through that.
Let's be here for our son.
I'm here for Clay.
Exactly.
Let's lift him up. No excuses with Clay.
With Clay.
I've heard all the excuses.
I know you didn't have your daddy.
Right.
I know you didn't, but you know how to be a good person.
Right.
Exactly. Right.
At the end of the day, but you didn't. You met her. You met me. But you didn't do good by me.
To me.
Yeah.
Right. And then you weren't good to our son.
To our son.
Clay, and again, like, I know parents love their children. Mm-hmm. In saying that they do the best they can, they fail a lot of times. I've failed as a parent.
We all have.
Right. So I have to give him grace in that end, because I can't say he doesn't love his son.
Yeah.
How he loves his son may not be the best way.
Yeah.
Right. So when Clay was saying, like, he took me on his excursions, like on dates with other women, I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Right. Like, that's ultimately
AD.
That's ultimately a right from wrong thing.
AD girl.
Right. Run.
Let him do the work.
Run.
He's stuck there. He's stuck.
And if it's God's will, it'll happen.
It will happen.
But
homeboy was
go
stuck.
on about your day.
As much as he brought that up, he is emotionally stuck at that place and time as a young boy, as a young man.
And he need to do that
where
work.
He's scared that he will be like his father, and that is a valid fear.
It is.
So y'all got to back him off Clay a little bit. That's a valid fear to have.
I need AD to be like, I said good day.
Look, okay, well, I was gonna say she said it on the stage, but you like, I ain't convinced.
I'm not.
Well, I can say this. If he's done the work and you feel like he's done the work, I ain't saying you got to say good day forever, but let him do the work and show you consistently that he's done the work.
It's got to be consistent.
Because that's a lot to unpack.
And 1 year's worth of therapy ain't it.
Ooh, as much as he said it on camera, I don't want to cheat on you. I'm gonna need another year for him to ground himself in that practice and behavior of I am this man.
Yeah, because the first year of therapy is like literally unearthing craziness.
Yeah. Everything coming at you.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think it's been enough time.
No.
And who's to say that AD doesn't have something that she needs to work through? Because looking at her mom, girl, he's a good man, Savannah mom.
Right. Mom
saw him walk in.
She was like.
She saw that 6'4", 6'5", whatever he is.
She said, "This is it, child.
AD, ma'am.
You can't,
girl, work it out.
You came up.
He's just scared." No, when a man is that scared, he needs to work through it.
Yeah, he's literally giving you the warning sign.
Yeah,
he is like, I don't think I can do this. No, he knows he can't. Like, he's giving himself an out before it happens.
And then AD even said, like, she was like, after the altar, and he said, no, she was like, I feel like I'm always fixing men. Mm-hmm. That's her red flag. Yeah, that's your red flag.
That's a you thing.
And we've all been there as women. Yeah. We're nurturers. Like, we like to help and we like to, grow and develop and all of that. But we can't be doing that for grown men. Like, they have to figure it out on their own. And we're not going to push them there. They have to push themselves there.
Not for nothing. Like, a lot of her insecurities showed up, I think, in the way she allowed certain things. Now, we all have insecurities, but if it's showing up in a relationship and it's allowing someone else to, like, kind of, in a sense, take advantage of you, I think that there's work to be done there, So I applaud her for basically recognizing, like, I don't want to end up like your mother, because that takes a lot of insight to say something like that. But I like you said, I also just want to give props to his mom, Clay's mom, for having that conversation on camera. And just having just the poise and the grace to get it out, because if anybody knows a mom who has been wronged by a man, the deep depths of that hurt will surface and they will forget.
She's had some years, She's had some years. And I think, so I love that you brought that up, because humans are humans.
Yeah.
We process things, get over it in our own time. We have seen it take humans, a long time, to get over disappointments and hurt. Very long time. And so I feel like, I feel like she showed us that. I just feel like she's at a place now where she is, like, she's truly over. The way she handled that conversation with him, and she didn't lose her composure.
Not one ounce of feeling.
A tear didn't fall. Like, indifference. It was indifference.
Homegirl said,
indifference is when you know, like, you don't have an impact on me anymore.
When she looked out,
as he wiping his
when she looked out to the side, I knew homegirl was just she over it.
She don't have it. She don't have it, which is good. No, but that's the place that you hope to be in, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have it to give. I'm gonna let you have your moment because clearly
you need it.
You're still in a place where you probably feel bad about what you did,
right?
And you
rightfully so.
Your family,
right? You haven't really worked through it, rightfully so. But I'm not going there with
that
you.
Look to the side.
I will not know, sir. I will not be there with you.
But I do hope that AD's mom, just going back to her mom, like, you got to be a little slower and you have to assess people a little bit longer, you know?
As a
you
mama
are
bear,
encouraging that girl.
The fact that her instincts
after a week or two, when you're encouraging them to jump into something like marriage.
As a mama bear, the fact that her instincts didn't jump in and tell AD, baby, no, you need to slow this down, baby girl. That's scary. Because that's her guiding light in this world. That's scary that her mom was like, go for the gusto. But anyway.
Yeah. And again, we don't know what happens behind the scenes.
We don't.
You know, but what they showed us, mama was like, girl, that's a good man.
Mouth wide open.
Her reaction when he walked in?
Wide open. If Clay could have been for her, she would have jumped on that. That's all I saw was mama was like,
you took the words out of my mouth.
How can I be down? You know?
Because I didn't know a good way to say it. So I'm so glad if Clay could have been for her, mom would have said,
that's all I saw.
Figure this thing out. Okay.
Together.
I said, Mom, close it.
Close that mouth, girl.
I mean, he's handsome, but
girl, I mean, not to do all that.
You doing all that. Get it together, Mom. Like, come on. Your daughter, a baddie, is sitting here right now. Right. Okay? Like, stop.
He's here for her. But I remember.
But you know what? AD does give me the sense that she hasn't always known how beautiful she is. And so hopefully, like, this experience literally shows her, like, first of all, you can't save anybody. Okay?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like, you can't save anybody. Focus on you. Mm-hmm. Focus on, becoming what who you need to be, what you can do, so that you are attracting the most healthy version of a person.
Yep. Bettering yourself and being ready. As ready as you're going to be, because you can't be, like, you're just never going to be 100% ready.
No. But y'all were, like, probably, like, anyway, I'd say, like, 40% there,
Yeah.
We need a good 90, a good 85, 90.
We need you to come on up. Come on up in there. In the 80s. The mid to highs. Anyway, tell us what y'all think in the comments.
Yeah.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. We appreciate y'all. And until next
Mother
time.
Mother Knows.
Mother Knows Co. on YouTube and TikTok, and Mother_Knows on Instagram. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.